Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm Octopus, and today we are taking a look at one of the most hated ships in the game, which is Smolensk. Wargaming has announced that they will remove Smolensk in a month or two from now to preserve the differentiation of choices of picks in randoms, not because it is overpowered, of course not. Speaking of the match, you can see that we are facing a tier 10 carrier and a bunch of tier 8 ships. So this is a pretty standard tier 10 matchmaking so far.
Good luck and fair seas.
In this particular video, I'm playing this Smolensk not as it should be played, because I can tell you from now that I will not use any of my smokes. This is a little bit of a challenge, let's say, because I wanted to just prove that this ship is amazingly powerful even without smokes. So just to prove to everybody that the ship is straight up overpowered by any mean. As you can see, we are splitting pretty evenly. Bunch of ships are going to the left flank, a bunch of ships are going to the right flank. This is our one. Of course, for achieving this kind of challenge, let's say, I'm running my build on my Smolensk, which is AFT plus range upgrade. You can find the build in my previous commentary about our our clan battle played with Smolensk. I will leave you the link in the description of this video, so you can go back and check my captain and upgrade build if you need it. So speaking of the match, we are basically a flanking cruiser, let's say. Of course we are a heavy HE spammer, but I don't want to engage this Goliath until I see what ships are there on this flank. We spot a Kremlin, so I'm already taking a kiting position. As you can see, I started turning before opening up on the Kremlin, and I'm just raining down shells on this poor Kremlin. A survivability expert Kremlin, by the way. So, and this already tells me that probably this player is not that good, because usually experienced players know that taking survivability expert on a battleship is pretty much useless. Also, on the vast majority of cruisers, it is a skill that is basically useful only for DDs, maybe carriers, or mostly DDs. As you can see, angle like this, we are able to bounce, or most of the shells of this Kremlin are gonna miss, and the ones that hit us are gonna bounce or do overpens, because Smolensk armor is balanced. As you can see, this Kremlin just repaired one fire, or maybe it just expired, so we are keeping up the pressure on him. We start a stern fire. I'm aiming for the middle section, so maybe I can start a second fire. But at this point, I'm kind of a little bit scared, because this Kremlin is very annoyed with me right now. I'm currently slightly changing my course and my speed to maybe throw off his aim a little bit. Luckily, his dispersion trolls him. And finally we start the second fire on the middle section as we wanted. Meanwhile, this Prince Eugen is charging, and it seems that he missed all his torpedoes and he died. I'm not sure about that Smolensk plans there, but Kremlin repaired the fire. So of course this is our primary target. It has been our only target for the entire match so far, and as you can see, we did take almost no damage, and instead we dealt to him already 66k, 68, and yeah, and there's nothing really that he can do, even if without our smoke. So we are 5 minutes into the battle and we already reached 70k, which is not impressive. So it's not impressive at all, but this just tells you how powerful the ship can be, even without her smokes. Oh, Kremlin is down, so now we are focusing on Goliath. Because Goliath is a very strong cruiser, heavy cruiser, but it is also fairly slow and doesn't have exactly a very good maneuverability either. So it will not be that difficult for us to just land consistent shells on him. We spot a Jambard, which is about to die in the middle. Let's see if we can do something about him.
Reporting the target position.
Meanwhile, our team is doing okay. We are even ship-wise. There we go, we secured the Jambard kill. And we go back to the Goliath. So Smolensk gameplay is pretty boring in my opinion. Without or with smoke, it doesn't really change much because it is basically constant DACA. You want to constantly shoot everyone because you have very good range and your shell arcs are very good. You can hit targets with ease at very long ranges. So, well, I think the shell arcs of Smolensk are pretty much insane because with a ship with smoke, these shell arcs are overpowered as hell. I think Wargaming should have given Colbert these shell arcs and to give Smolensk the Colbert shell arcs because it would have made much more sense in my opinion that a ship with smoke generator consumable would have had a much slower shells, so Smolensk should have been forced to just close the distances instead of being able to stay at range, farming everything without really taking any risk. And if you potato, you can just use your smoke to just go dark and disengage. So Colbert is not at all an overpowered ship in the sense that it is very easy to take down because it has very clear weaknesses, while Smolensk doesn't really have any kind of weakness at this current state. I mean, yeah, they will nerf the central deck armor of this ship, but this remains to be seen how big of a nerf it will be. As I said, we are just chipping down this Goliath slowly because he's maneuvering with his speed, but at some point we will hit him and we will start some perma-fires on him, as you can see here. With IFHE you can basically farm every cruiser in the game besides Stalingrad, Moskva, everything that has strong armor you cannot pen, but most of the cruisers and DDs and superstructure you will be more than able to penetrate, and you have also very good fire chance. So as you can see, we are dealing consistent damage with HE to this Smolensk because there is nothing that he can angle towards our HE basically. And this is our second kill, I think. Yeah. We are already 145k damage without using our smoke. I would like to remember this because sometimes people tend to forget that this is a Smolensk gameplay without using any smokes. Not because I couldn't use any smoke, but because I wanted to. Because I really wanted to show how powerful is this ship, even as a roaming cruiser. So now our team is winning very hard this match, because as you can see, all the enemy ships are in the upper left corner of the map. So we just have to push. We don't want to overextend too much, but we want to push because we want to farm even more, because why not? Smolensk is the best damage farmer in the game after Thunder, in my opinion. Well, maybe in some circumstances it is even better than Thunder, but usually Smolensk relies on his smoke, as I always say, but in this particular case we are not relying on our smoke. Right now we are shooting one of the better counter of Smolensk, which is a carrier, which has an armored deck, and as you can see we are not dealing any really consistent damage to him. Plus, carrier are kind of immune to fires, so we don't have very good tools to deal with an angled carrier. But everything else we can farm pretty easily. As you can see, with our good shell arcs and with our range, we are able to hit any kind of target at any range. Basically, if you just have to lead and aim correctly, basically, and it will not be easy, it will not be difficult at all for you to land consistent shells. This is our Wither, which is an achievement that you are expecting to get almost every game in Smolensk, which is because you will start fires like hell. This Goliath is just committing because he knows that the game is lost for his team, so maybe he's just trying something desperate. We are switching to AP because this Hindenburg is giving us a fair bit of broadside, because you know Smolensk HE are very powerful, but AP are not to be underestimated. At medium to close range, if you are facing anything broadside, you can pretty much switch to AP and murder them. Here I spot this Goliath, which is kind of broadside. As you can see, the carrier just dealt massive damage to us, and this is the only ship that dealt that much damage to us pretty much this game. Now the Goliath is angling, so we are switching back to HE. And this is Goliath dead. This is our fourth kill. We are running our Hydra because I know that there is a Friesland in front of me, inside his smoke. There he is. He is very low HP. And we take a pot shot at him. We are almost winning, but Kraken unleashed. So these are the final results. As you can see, almost 190k damage, Wither and Kraken. Not a very impressive match, but it just shows you how powerful the ships can be even without our beloved smokes. 2.6k base experience, well over the second one in the enemy team. We murdered every ship in the enemy team besides the carrier, which is good. And as you can see, 61k came from our fires and 116 from HE and almost, well, 11k from our AP. We didn't do too much AP shooting this game because we stayed at range, as I said. We didn't tank at all, on 750 almost potential damage, which is not that much, but we don't really need to tank in Smolensk because after all you are a squishy ship all in all. Credit earnings, good, because it's a premium ship, so Smolensk can be a very good credit farmer, even if it doesn't reach the levels of Missouri or other tier 8 ships. So basically this was my no smoke Smolensk challenge, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and every kind of support is very much appreciated, as you all know. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.